G'day guys, welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be Q&A. So I'm going to get stuck straight into answering all the questions you guys have left below in the comments below. I think I've got quite a lot of backlog of questions to answer, so I might even break this up into two separate videos, this being part one. But let's head over to the comments and see what questions we have. I'm going to start from the most recent ones. So first comment comes from Shattered, and it's a timestamp at 2:34 from my metal detecting video that I did in the backyard. What plant's in the background? And I think he's referring to this plant right here, and no, it's not weed, it is a weed, if that makes sense. It's just like an overgrown plant that shouldn't be there, basically. Let me show you. So, I believe it was this plant when I was sitting where Susie is, just on the stairs there, but it's just like a overgrown plant that we kind of actually just need to pull out, so I might do that now. I need to get lower. I'll do that later. So CP commented, oh wow, and it's a panel van, super stealth, referring to the van that I was potentially going to pick up. Head gasket fix, question mark. So yeah, it needed, I'm not sure if it was a head gasket, but it was just gaskets in general, I think. Maybe motor and exhaust and all that kind of stuff, I think. And they also said it had another problem as well, which was going to turn out to be like maybe $500 to $1,000 in repairs maybe. So, you know, I was looking at spending a bit of money on it. So I think what I'm thinking of doing is just getting a van that's running potentially and see how we go with that. Carlos Benjamin asks, which bike touring videos do you watch? So I was watching some for motivation. There's this one particular video where this guy explains the purpose of adventure, but specifically bike touring, why he rides his bike cross country. He has this really cool philosophy behind it. Dad's pumping the music in the background. I think he's heading out in the car. But basically, to sum up what he was talking about, this guy, it's basically when we're in the same location each day for our entire lives, for example, the 9 to 5, being stuck in a job, working a job, you head out to work, you drive the same way to work, you get to work, you do the same things every day for an entire week, and then you just continue it for however long you choose to do that. And your mind, it sort of doesn't engage that much of your mind because it becomes habitual and you do it over and over again, so you know how to do it and you use less brain power, if that makes sense. Now I'm sort of dumbing down the philosophy and idea behind what this guy was talking about, but however, he was talking about how adventure triggers your mind to think new ideas, and it just puts you back into a curiosity mindset, almost being like a child again, because you're experiencing new things. And as a result to that, life feels like it is, you know, longer, and it feels like time goes longer because you're experiencing new things. It's kind of like this science behind it, how it works and stuff, and I don't really understand the full meaning, but that's what I sort of gathered from it. But if you want to check out that particular video, I'll try and find it and put a link down below. But I also do watch just other traveling motivation videos and stuff like that, like why traveling is cool, you know, the freedom aspect of it and getting away from the norms of society and stuff like that. And also CP did mention that I should probably watch my bike touring videos for motivation, which I kind of have been doing, just watching a few of the videos here and there. So Kimbo72 says, don't suppose you tried to talk to CP into joining you for an Aussie bike tour? Yes, we've talked about this in the past. I did invite him to possibly come down to Tassie for a ride. However, CP is a little busy with his work and stuff like that. However, maybe, you know, as future progresses, I might be riding through Tassie or something in the next few weeks, and you might want to come over or something or whatever. But I think in future, we might ride around Australia. But we haven't made any plans as of yet, but it'd be pretty cool to do something like that. Why'd you fall in? Can I put this in the vlog? Dad's on the toilet and he's yelling out to Mum to help him. I said you'll fall in. So Holly Roberts commented, great pickups. Have you had a chance to give the metal detector a whirl yet? And because of this comment, I kind of made that video just recently about me metal detecting in the backyard, but I haven't really been out to a beach or somewhere where it's going to be more adventurous and that treasure hunt feel, out in like a wild beach or you know, somewhere like that. So I haven't been to somewhere like that, which I'm planning on doing later on, but I don't know when I'm going to do it yet. So Aussie Picker No BS comments, wow, boots to Hong Kong. What was the shipping cost on those? And you seem to be doing really well with hiking boots lately. Gee, you scored a lot of stuff this time. Thanks for sharing. So yeah, I believe the boots cost me around $40 or something like that, and that was to Hong Kong. And the boots only sold for 40, so I don't know, there's just differences in the markets around the world. Some people are willing to pay 80 bucks in total for Rossi boots, when over here they're only really worth 40 bucks. I guess it's just different, and you know, selling internationally can really help with that. So Robert did comment, what does your dad do, Cody? Is he a tradie electrician? And I commented that he was a house painter, but I just saw this comment, Robert, that you have been a house painter for over 25 years and you're selling some stuff as well on the side. So that's pretty cool. That is actually awesome. When I finish filming this Q&A, I'm gonna tell my dad about that, Robert. He'll be pretty stoked. So Paul Haggard did say, did I drop into that Vinny's in Rosebud, I think it was. I didn't pop into that, but he also did follow up with another comment that I didn't get to see. Thanks for your reply, Cody. How good do you find Savers in Westfield Fountain Gate to be? I'm heading that way soon. For me, that's like a local sort of gold mine for me, and I do my rounds around there when they bring out the new stuff weekly, and I always find really cool stuff, so you shouldn't have a problem. So Linda Painter asked a question, is it better / cheaper to use prepaid post bags or to use the eBay satchels and then pay post at the post office? Obviously overseas sales would be pay as you go. Yes, that's correct. Thanks for another inspiring vlog. This is a really cool comment, Linda. She talks about being a caravan owner and being on the road is heaps better than being stuck at home and stuff like that. Yeah, so awesome comment, thank you for that. So for me, it's cheaper to do the prepaid for items that are going just in Australia. The prices are cheaper. eBay and AusPost have this set up where they, you know, have it cheaper, so they entice people to use that service instead. And I just use that because it is convenience for me as well, because all I have to do is print the label and slap it on a satchel and be done with it. Because if you're gonna be doing volume and you want to pay at the post office, you got to write out all the labels or do that and then pay individually, and it can be quite time consuming if you're already standing in line just to get rid of the parcels in the first place. So hopefully that answers your question. So Justin did say to do some research on each of those jerseys because there's different prices for each jersey. I was just sort of generalizing just to make it easy for people to understand, and to be honest, I didn't know there was a difference there. I was kind of just gonna shoot for the moon for each jersey and see how I went, but I have realized that one of them is a little bit more valuable that I'm sort of shooting way up for. I've got that up for 200. It was the gold one. I think it's the one when they won like a premiership or something like that. But you also did mention to check out the Facebook Liverpool supporter groups in Australia, and I didn't get to take opportunity of that, so I might actually do that after I've done this video as well, Justin, so thanks for that. Yeah, so that was actually Andrew that commented that he thinks the second Liverpool top that I showed in that video is the Champions League's final winner's shirt, so it's probably worth a bit more, so thank you, Andrew, for that. I definitely did bump it up a little bit because of that comment, so thanks, mate. So Kimbo72 asked another question that I kind of already answered in the comments a while back, but I'm just going to include it into this one. Are you normally that organised on your bike tours, writing down all the stops, etc.? I got the impression on your previous tours that you sort of just played by ear and don't do a lot of planning. So I didn't really do planning because CP was quite the planner in the last few bike tours in America and Japan. He kind of knew his stuff and I just sort of followed along. This one's going to be solo, so I guess I was just a little bit frantic, just wanting to make sure everything was planned. But I've come to the conclusion that I probably should just take it one day at a time. The good AA saying, just one day at a time. So as I get into Devonport, just focus on Devonport to wherever I want to get to, and then focus on the next day after that, which is a pretty reasonable way to go about it, I think, and I think I'm going to adopt that way of doing it, just taking it one day at a time. I think I should be fine. So I'm going to call that for the end of this part of the Q&A. I might do another one, just depending on how many more questions I still have to answer. But that is it for this part of the Q&A video. Thank you guys for watching. Give it a thumbs up if it was helpful and informative. And if you have any questions, please leave them down below. Thank you guys.